Welcome to episode 13 of The Plug. And today we got a very special guest. He is a horrorcore legend. He has been in the game for years. And when I tell you that this dude has done some fucking legendary shit in the game, I'm not really fucking joking. This dude has been around the block a couple of fucking times and he knows his shit. He definitely knows his shit. Definitely a veteran in the game, and I just want to pick his brain for a little bit. So that's why I brought him here on this episode today. So we have started the Patreon. Make sure that you go to the Patreon after this episode and make sure that you support us, because I don't just do interviews like this. I also do in-house interviews with artists, and I also travel to do interviews with other people as well. So if you would like to see me do some more cool shit, please go and subscribe to the Patreon. Make sure that you donate to help me do whatever I'm gonna do. So, because all this traveling and all this stuff, I come out of pocket for it, and it costs a lot of money. So, your help would definitely be appreciated. And if you want to see me keep doing stuff like this, just help support me. That's all I ask. So, without further ado, our guest today is Insane Poetry. Let me pull him up on here. How you doing, man?
What up? What up? What's going on, bro? What's up?
Fucking grinding, bro, grinding, trying to do the radio stuff, do my music, do tours, festival season's coming up. You know how
Right,
that is.
right. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
yep.
It's starting to, yeah. I'm out here in the Midwest, and it's like starting to. Well, today is the first day in like a week and a half that it actually was a little bit cold. It got real fucking. It was like uncannily hot. For February.
I
All
live,
last week.
I
Yeah,
live in
all week is.
Ohio now, and it's kind of the same out here. It's been really warm this week, and it's been really weird.
Well, you're in Ohio, right?
Yeah, yep,
Okay, so you get the weather we get like a day later, it's pretty
yep,
much.
absolutely. All right, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting into these questions that I got for you. I'm gonna
Oh,
go
no
ahead
doubt.
and rock with the first one. So, Insane Poetry didn't just start off as a
What
solo
up,
act.
Dylan? What up, Dylan?
So,
That's
Insane
Darby.
Poetry didn't start off as a solo act. It was a rap group back in the 90s that hit the horrorcore scene very hard. What was it like in that era, especially being from California, where you had some heavy hitters in the scene like Brother Lynch Hung and Cypress Hill?
Oh, okay. First of all, let me clarify the insane poetry scenario. Insane poetry originally was the name was given to me solo, singular, by my late homie General Jeff. He used to be the hype person for a group named Rodney O and Joe Cooley back in the day. He's actually one that gave myself the name. But at the time, I didn't want to just. I wasn't trying to do music as a solo artist at the time. I was, even though the name was given to me as a singular name, I included uh, Henry Martinez, which is DJ Streak, and my bro Michael Wade, MD, and incorporated them into the insane poetry legacy at the time to start to kick it off. But yeah, it basically was. I used to rhyme really insane, and I didn't even have the name. I didn't even go by that name at the time. And General Jeff was like, "Bro, your poetry is insane like a motherfucker, bro." And I was like, "Holy shit, there it is, right there." I was like, "Yep." And no, there's real shit, man, because I was going by multiple different names at the time. Before then, I used to DJ under the moniker Arabian Night for a radio station called KDAY. Used to be a mix master actually. So I got a lot of hip hop history.
Hell yeah. So,
Wrong.
to go in with the rest of the question, what was it like being in that era where you guys were doing that stuff in California, especially when you had Brother Lynch Hung on the scene, Cypress Hill, and many of other people, especially in the horrorcore lane?
Well, in horrorcore, it wasn't. I mean, on the West Coast, it wasn't really like that. I mean, as far as horrorcore,
Yeah.
if we're gonna put it in, we're gonna put it in that section. Brother Lynch, myself, and I guess you could say X-rated. I wouldn't even put X-rated into that. Lynch was way more, you know, crazier, obviously, and way more. He just had whatever the phenomena was for him. It was his style. It was a whole bunch of everything, but it really took the West Coast. It was crazy because I could go to the homie's house that was a blood, and he's banging Brother Lynch as soon as you walk in the door, and Brother Lynch is not a blood. So that
Right.
he had transcended some shit that I had never seen before like that. So yeah, but but coming up for the West Coast and hearing, you got your Ice Cubes, the NWAs, you have the Cypress Hills, a whole bunch of different artists. Big shouts out to old school artists, Toddy T, a lot of Compton artists, King T, the Alcoholics. I can keep going on because there's a lot of from the Bay Area on down to San Diego. JO Felony. I can just keep going on, and it's just so many. You can go back to uh, um, Mixed Master Spade, Coolio, Dub C when they was in the Mad Circle. It's a whole. It just goes on and on, bro. It just goes on and on. Salute to all the West Coast artists out there, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, it must have been crazy being in that time period though, where everything's like starting to pop off and shit, especially out there, man. Like it must have
Right.
been
No.
wild.
Well, the thing is, West Coast was a little bit of, it was different because the music that was being played for, guys were going to clubs, so they were hearing more electro funk, techno type of electric, call it electro funk.
Yeah.
Where guys like that gave me my first start to come out was Egyptian Lover. He had a record label called Egyptian Empire, so I was able to put one of my singles out before Insane Poetry out on his label actually, which spawned a group called Rodney O. Joe Cooley, and and a whole bunch of different other labels were they were working together back in the day too. It was Ice T. Big shout out to Ice T. There's so many, bro. You have no idea, man. KDAY. That was the center point of LA. Hip hop was KDAY. That 1580 K Day, man. I used to DJ for that radio station as well
Hell
as
yeah.
rap. So yeah, man. Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. Dude, a lot of history there. Fucking that's dope. So
Yes, sir.
in that same time period is when you created Grim Reality, right?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
1992. August of 92.
Now do you
That's when the album dropped. In August of
so I
92.
noticed that JP the Hustler, he represents Grim Reality a lot and stuff like that. Do
That,
you
that,
still hold a role in the company, or did you just like hand it off to him to go do your own thing?
well, here's the real. Obviously, he got the name from the name came up from the album, the creative influence in that name came from an album I did long before JP came into the mix. He didn't even know me at the time. He wasn't in the mix like that. JP didn't come into the mix with me until about 2001. But that is now that was the creative name of an album, Grim Reality. It was my creative name for my first album. The actual company name was derived from it, but I had really no stake in it. There was more of a JP thing. At first, it was both of us, but as time went on, and I would just say the emergence of LSP was like, I'm fucking with Scum. We had been fucking with each other for quite a while, as a matter of fact. Prior
he
to
said that you've been a vet for like over 20 plus years on the label.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've been knowing each other for about 20 years. So, and we've been working as Triple MFD since 2012, I think, or something like that. 13. I'm not 100% sure, but I know me and him have been working together for quite a while. But the JP connection came when we did the album not Falling from Grace, but Faith and Chaos, and that's when our journey began when we did that, and we did some records, a lot of records together actually. Big shout out to JP.
Kind of leading up to my next question. I was gonna say, how did Scum discover you and shit like that?
Well, that's funny. That's a funny story. It's crazy. I'm rolling with some guys that was rolling with me back in Southern California. Big shout out to my man Trey Dizzle, uh, Cisco Low, Freaks, and my boy rest in peace, Lowdown, and my boy Spark. I had actually was just trying to get guys on the West Coast to, because I was the one that actually had done something. So I'm trying to give others the shine. I still was always trying to bring people along with me all the time. I wasn't. I always try to help somebody else. So once that went that way, we're doing shows in Cali, and all of a sudden my dude Freaks hit me up. He said, "Yeah, this guy out in Denver wants to bring the group out, for a show." Well, that's what he told me. He wanted to bring a group out, but when it got down to it, it wasn't that. It was Scum was like, he knew who I was. I was one of his favorite artists, and he was like trying to reach me. But he got to Freaks, and Freaks was trying to negotiate like 8 motherfuckers to come down to do this show. And Scum was like, "Listen, I got this and I got this for you, but I can't do all of that, And I'm like, because I wasn't negotiating. I didn't even know he had even in contact with him. He ended up finding me on I think it was what was that? What social media was that at the time? MySpace. He ended up finding me on there, man, and I came out to Denver for the first time, man, and it was crazy, man. Scum is legit, super legit, and he's always been a very legit individual since I've met him, man. He was legit the first time I met him. He really liked my shit. It was crazy because I stayed there for 12 hours waiting to perform all day when he brought me out, man, and it was like hundreds of motherfuckers was performing. Not performing, but it was people in the building. I was like, holy shit, it's like 500 motherfuckers at a show, like underground show. I'm like, this shit is crazy, bro. And we got there at 11 a.m. and I'm waiting. I'm shaking everybody's hand that's coming off the stage. Everybody who performed. I don't know anybody at the time. I'm from the coast. I don't know none of these fools. So I'm like, because I just want, it's a new atmosphere. I'm shaking everybody's hand, showing love. And Scum said he had never seen nobody do that before. So he was paying attention to me doing that. And then, like there was a Body Bag Syndicate. They weren't Body Bag Syndicate at that time, but Frankie Grudge was performing. His mom had passed away earlier that day, and he still came to do his set. And like I said, it was like the shit was kind of like on thick. He was like, this shit was a lot of people, and he did his thing for his mom. And once he got off the stage, brother, I was on next, and it was like midnight type shit. I think 20 people watched me that night for the first time in Denver. After seeing 500 motherfuckers watch everybody else, only 20 people watched me that night. And I performed like all 500 watched me. And I think that was another reason why Scum brought me out the second time it brought me out to a Gorefest. That was this time it was Gorefest, and the rest was history, man. After that, people in Denver was like, I gotta find out, or either barely knew of, or try to find out who is this guy.
Yeah.
But Scum had already knew because I was one of his favorite artists.
That's fucking dope as shit, man. I didn't know that. That's
it's crazy shit,
bro. This is a wild ass story. So,
I got a lot of them.
What's your favorite album that you've done?
Oh, my shit! The last one I just dropped, man. It's funny. You would think I would say, "Oh, how you gonna reason with a cycle?" Because it was my first one. Yeah, it's my baby. That was the first one. I ain't gonna lie about that. It kicked things off. But the type of record I've been trying to make my whole career was Violent Art. That's the last album I made, which is crazy because I'm like 3 years deep now, and I'm just I'm really putting the touches on this last album right now called A Heritage. But Violent Art is that record right there, man. It's like anything. It just the sound that when you pick you got a whole bunch of beats that you like, and it just seemed like every song is a banger to me, man. And I've been wanting to do that, and I was able to do that for my. Now, does it get the play it should get? Well, no. I mean, come on, man. the shit is oversaturated out here. Of course
Yeah.
not. But you know, and one day people will check it out and be like, "Oh shit, this motherfucker!" Because really, people catching on now. That's what I'm seeing is people catching on, and that's some good shit right there.
And if you haven't listened to Insane Poetry or his album Violent Art, if you're new to Insane Poetry but you watch the show, make sure you go check that shit out. It's
Go
on
check
all
it out.
streaming platforms, and this dude is
Hey,
really
if anything, go check out the catalog because I got a lot out there. A lot.
yeah, and he's very fucking lyrical. Like he definitely be flipping some words.
Yes, sir. That's that, you know, and that's the thing though, you know, that and musically, you know, everything is for me is still at this point. I can dumb my shit down. Well, you know, I ain't gonna lie, I like making records, so I don't, you know, I ain't trying to be the most lyrical cat on the block anymore because it really don't get you shit. I want the rewind factor, but I still don't want to. I'm not gonna give up my skill set either. You know, I mean, obviously, you hear what I do.
I understand why people do it. Like, go get the bag. Like, I understand. But, like, at the same time, it's like, you know, as individuals and artists at the same time, you know, we've done this for how long? We've never, you know, sold out or anything like that. So, you know, why the fuck give up on our beliefs just to make the bag? You know, I'd rather connect with some people.
I probably wouldn't. If it was about money, bro, I wouldn't be insane. It would have been over a while ago because you know the money has never been there for me in that time. So it's now, which is crazy. It's like now I finally get to the you know the stage where I can do this and I get paid to do it, which is crazy because I never looked at it in that frame of mind. But it is a job to me, you know, at the same time. But it's a job that I love to do. I mean, yeah, I'm lucky, blessed to be able to do that shit. So you know, I'm excited when I get up. I got my equipment over there. I got an idea. Bam, bam, bing, bong. Let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? You know, for real.
Sir. I mean, like when I went through like the beginning of my career. Well, first of all, I was naive as shit. So I went through like phases. I did do that, try to get the bag shit. And then eventually routed, like I started off doing like the darker shit, but I eventually ended up routing myself back to my roots because I feel more comfortable here. This is what I like to do. You know what I mean? The underground is kind of where I belong. And,
right.
Like I said, I was naive. I guess it took some time to do that. And I also, like I said, I tried to do that music to get the bag. But like you said, all this shit is like rigged as fuck. So
that's rigged, bro. I mean, you know, unless you can look at the climate of the artists that are way above us are in the industry and how their stories. They all have the same stories. The guys that was the rulers of that industry are getting caught up on pedophilia charges and all kind of weird ass shit, you know. But here's the thing though. I've been knowing about this shit for years. It's like, who cares? At the end of the day, it's like, man, I don't care if a dude is this way or that way. How does the music sound at the end? How does it translate? That's, you know, now all the other stuff that go on the shenanigans, man, all the sideshow shit. That's, you know, that's not what I could get out with anyway, man. So it's like it wasn't meant for me to be that kind of artist. So, you know, that's why I never even tripped.
That's the same way I feel too, man. It's like if fucking I had those type of issues, you know, maybe they would have taken me. You know, it's crazy. Is like they said that fucking Epstein was like, there was a photo company that was taking school photos for kids and stuff like that in elementary, and apparently this company was like fucking sending all the photos to Epstein. So it makes me think, dude, like, all right, so if all these photos got sent to Epstein, does that mean I was like a complete fucking loser and that's why I didn't get chosen?
I mean, you never know, man. Shit's wild, bro. I mean, I think if you do this shit, man, you do this shit because you want to do it. Or you got to pick out what struggle you're gonna take because everything is a sacrifice. And this shit is a sacrifice. I don't give a fuck what you say. It's like, man, how many motherfuckers you know that's actually kind of lightweight made it, low key did some shit, and then the next time you don't really hear from them anymore. It's like, oh man, you know, that happens so much, you know, because you know you have to be a little delusional to do this shit. But if you're too delulu, you still go. You're gonna wake up one day and it's gonna be like you're gonna be old as I am. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing? You know, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be too late. So you know, you have to do this shit for the right reasons for yourself. Because if you're doing it for any financial gain, you got to operate in that manner.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
what you got to know how to operate in that with that thought process.
But that shit blew my mind, bro. It really did. I was like, damn, this company was sending him like little kid photos. I was like, damn, I must have been such a loser that motherfucker didn't want to cook me and eat me, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
but you know what they say, everything happens for a reason, and that's why we are where we are, bro. At least I did not get eaten as a child, and
Right, right.
I get to be here on this planet making music.
No, it's good, man. You know, like I said, with all the weird shit going on at the moment, you know, we're in a different time and a different climate in America right now. So being able to still do music and all of that stuff is absolutely, you know, fire for people who such as ourselves now. You know, for the people who are, you know, have to deal with the ecosystem of the industry, bro. I just feel sorry for them because I understand that when you want it that bad, there's things you're gonna have to be involved
What's
in.
even crazier, bro, is they sell them hopes and dreams. Like most of the cars that you see in their music videos, they're not their cars, and they also got good credit and shit like that. That's why they can get all these nice ass houses and shit. But like, at the end of the day, they're not making any money, bro. Like everybody's getting their
No,
slice
they're
of the
not.
cheese, and by the end of the shit's done, they fucking owe the label mad money.
Well, yeah, off rip, you order label mad money, and it's like every time the more you do it, you know, the more deals you do, or depending on it's like okay, a lot of artists get up front advance and not realize, oh, I've signed, you know, with this label for 3 to 5. You're not getting another advance. So whatever they gave you, that shit's got to last all the way throughout whatever it is the fuck it is the cost to you know whatever you do and create albums. And it's like you're always in the red with the label. You're
Oh
always in
yeah,
the red.
and I'm not
You
gonna
know,
name any names. I'm not gonna name any names, but I do know artists, even in our scene, to this day that are still paying off record deals because they weren't able to make their sales and shit like that.
oh yeah. Man, come on, man. Yeah, you know, I it's easy work for me, man. It's like if an artist is on a label and a year later they're not, and their album was released, what that means is they didn't meet the number quota. It ain't like see people think, oh man, I'm getting on a label. It's family. It's family. It's family. No, the fuck it ain't.
It's a
It's a
business.
bit. It's a business opportunity that is called. You are making commissions for us. This is what we have. We have these. I need these number of sales so we can, you know, keep putting your music out and all of that. And he said, "Hoop dreams." This dude, Dylan, that's crazy. No, but
All
you
right.
know,
Well,
it is what it is. I can go days and days
yeah,
about the
I was
music
gonna say
industry. I
let's
just
get off of this subject before we end up missing and shit.
yeah, be the rabbit hole here.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get back to these questions that I got here, man. So, what was the most memorable moment that you've had in your career? Like the one that just stuck in your head, and you're like, I'll never forget this performance or this day.
Oh well, there's a multiple of things. You know, I could say my son's birthday. You know, my son being born. You know, those things. I mean, but that's easy work right there. That's low hanging fruit. I would say in my career, in my music career, there's been a couple. One when I was with Radio and Joe Cooley, and they had a hit record. Oh, shit was on the radio. He was on the video. He was doing a damn thing. Um, we did a summer jam in San Francisco, California. And we had a record that was on the radio at the time called "Get Ready to Roll," and I was in the song, on the video, and everything, performing the shit. And we came out, man, and it was like 20,000 people at the fucking event, and performing on stage with 20,000 people looking at you, and you're looking at. It's very intimidating if you're intimidated. Because people are looking like ants. It's so many motherfuckers out there. They're like specks. It just was. It was for a person as young as I was when it was going down. and to have that kind of vibration, that shit stuck with me. And what stuck with me the day after I had a show, the day after in Sacramento, and we had 10 people at that show because probably most of them was at the fucking Summer Jam the day before. But it was the most humbling experience because Rodney said, "Hey man, you know how you performed in front of all these people, 20,000 last night, right?" He said, "You're gonna be performing in your head, pretend like you're performing in front of 20,000 tonight. That's all you have to." That was the best advice he ever gave me in my whole entire life. It's like perform like those people are you, like you performing in front of you. Like everybody I look at every time I perform. To me, when I'm on stage, it's about me rocking with me because I'm 100% liking how I rock, pretty much.
Right.
So if I can get that vibration or translate into the crowd, you know, you're gonna always put on a good performance, and that stuck with me, bro, all these years.
Damn, I never thought about it like that too. You just like put something in retrospect for me, like you're performing to yourself. That shit is crazy. Like, cause in the same way, dude. Like,
if you really like yourself, you like what you do. You know, if you did a really good performance, and you know if you did a half-ass one. You know it. We all know it. I mean, that's some real shit. We can sit up here every day, but when you can look in the mirror and say, "Did I really kill it? No, I didn't." Or you know, or this. And I use those moments and say, okay, you know, even when you know I'm critical. I don't drink anymore. I haven't drunk in almost 6 months. You know, it's like I'm super critical of my performance every time. Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you. No, it's, you know, just you know, people pay money to see you do your thing. So I look at that as like, man, and I got blessed to be paid to do this shit too. Come on, I did all the 9 to 5s and all that shit like that. Not knocking it, but they ain't trying to hire somebody my age anymore like that. So I had to make this shit crack off. You know, so so I'm, you know, like, again, so and in return, I have to perform like I give a fuck, you know, because I do.
I feel like, but yeah, that really puts something into retrospect for me because, like, me as a person as well, dude, I'll go to, you know, very big people concerts that have, you know, 20,000 people at them, and they got a big name, and I'll look at them and I'll be like, why are they up there? Why do these people love them? You know what I mean? So as a critic,
that's something as an artist you have to get out of, because you're not. Here's the thing, man. It's like the artist you chose to, you know, what inspire you. You know what I'm saying? Is like some people are just it's unexplainable why they're liked. I'll tell you that. But you're not guaranteed that.
But the thing is those people that I'm saying that about, they aren't half bad. You know what I mean? But I can just think of like 20
but
people in the underground that don't get love that can do 20%.
Oh well, there's a whole bunch of people in the underground that don't get love, and it might be it's just not their time. You know, it doesn't matter what they do; it's just not their time, and that's something I've had to live with for a long time. And the moment you just can't give a fuck, bro. Because it's like the moment you worried about shit you have no control over, you're not making the best music.
Right.
You're not you're not doing the things that's gonna. So the people who are fucking with you, because that's what it really counts. You don't have a major label behind you, so you gotta get to the people who really fuck with you and multiply that. Figure out how to multiply that shit. You gotta stay in their grill, like all the time. Like, dude, I know it ain't just somebody woke up and said, "Oh, IP is dope, nigga." I've been in your face a lot, and I had to. You know what I'm saying? On the game, bro, I had to do that.
So like I'm saying though, I at times could be a very hard person to please performance-wise, especially, you know, coming from a different era than today. Right. So like definitely looking at, you know, thinking about it, looking at myself on the stage performing, if I would even like it, you know. It's like,
and that's how I'm telling you, man, all these little angles and nuances, those things will make you perform better, because you can, inside your head, bro. When I step into the fucking building, I swear on everything, ever since I completely have let, you know, certain addictions go, I go in there like the mentality of like I'm stalking the place out, look at how many people who I'll come in and see who's performing. I'll see what the crowd look like, how the stage is like set up on my own little time, and I mentally start preparing to go to war every fucking show now. That's how I go. I don't go. I hang out, say hey, what's up to everybody, and I'll disappear and I get into my zone.
I remember one time we were on the road, bro. You looked so tired. And I'm like, damn, bro, you don't like being in Airbnbs and resting? You said, nah, fuck that shit. That shit fuels me.
You know what, hey man, that's when you like again, you get into that. I get into that. Like, oh man, you wear a sweatshirt. And it's like 100 degrees. Like I'm in a sauna. But I'm like in my mind, I'm training. I'm in mental, spiritual, physical training for an event. I have to be because if I don't be that, then I might be letting my partner down too. When we're
Mhm.
doing our shit together. And when I'm doing solo, I don't have the luxury of having Scum knowing my shit or have my shit and he can give me breaths. That's why I have to be on my. That's why I had to let certain things go. I'm at an age now. Either shit gonna either kill me anyway, or I'll be able to keep performing a little longer, long as I keep my body and my head right.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. Health is wealth in this business, man.
No,
Absolutely.
no, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And then in this business is hard. Everything is thrown at you. I'm lucky that I could say, hey man, because the first time years ago, I stopped drinking and I hadn't done it for 3 years at the time. But when I first did it, man, all the people, so-called friends, they were always trying to hand me a drink, even though I was like, hey, bro, blah blah blah. Now I don't have none of that shit. People was like, support, man. I wish I could do it too. I'm like, dude, you fucking do what the fuck you do, man. Don't worry about me, homie. I'm just trying to be around and give you something. You flew me out here. You pay me for the shit. Why,
Mhm.
I mean, I get that you want to hang out and party and stuff like that. I get all that. I mean, that's a given, but I don't have to drink for it to be fun. I
Yeah,
used to not.
I'm the same way,
I
dude.
couldn't do that before though. I couldn't do that before. I would have to go hide in a green room and chill, but that was affecting my sales because I wasn't being the social butterfly that I am. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's like, but
don't get
it
me
wasn't
wrong.
natural, and now it's natural. And I like remembering people when I see them at the shows. It's like I remember this motherfucker.
See, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm very supportive on weed, but like, actually, I've gotten to the point where sometimes if I go overboard with it, it gives me anxiety. So it's like do it in doses type shit.
Right.
So, um, so like, I can't go a day without smoking weed. I'll say that right now. but
Yeah, I
but
smoke, man, but the drinking had to stop.
yeah,
It was so much other shit. I was like, one day, I was just like, man, I don't want my legacy to be this shit or that type of shit, man. Hell
I
no.
feel it.
I got into this shit doing music, and I wasn't drinking at the time. So I mean, let's get back to that. Let's get to that. Try to make
So
some songs before I can't do it no more.
but I did quit drinking a year ago, and I will say the clarity of your mind is so much better. I feel
Oh yeah,
like even from my peers, people like you, I get more respect because I'm more straightened out now. I'm not doing as much fuckery as I was doing, you know what I mean? Because I got a level head now.
right.
So, I will say that not drinking has definitely set my mind straight.
Oh yeah, man. First of all, I mean, again, I ain't trying to preach to the crowd, but you are pumping. That's a different type of poison, boy. That poison is super crazy, crazy
Well,
addictive at the same time too. Yeah. I'm good. I'm good on it. I'm good on it. That's all.
so, what are some goals that you've always wanted to achieve?
I'm actually achieved it. Most of them, I would say, in the game, it's like some of the guys that I like a lot actually know who I am. I didn't have no clue of that. It's crazy that the more I've done this, the more I've realized some of your favorite artists, some of my favorite artists know who the fuck I am. So that's a great feeling right there. Big shout out to Vinny Paz. That's big shout out to Danny Diablo. I've been blessed to be around some people, bro, and still be able to do this shit. So my man Buckshot. I just met C Mob just a minute ago. I've been hearing about bro for a while. You know, um, obviously Tech Nine. Just a lot of different names, man. A lot of different artists that Eshawn, King Gordy. I mean, gee, the list goes on. You know, those dudes are inspiring for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of the key, to keep going, and every time I see those dudes, it's nothing but love because we still out here putting belt to ass. That's what I feel like.
Hell yeah, bro. That's awesome, bro. Fucking. There's definitely a lot of people I still want to work with, but the fact that you can name a whole list of people that know who you are, that you want to know who you are, is you're doing something right.
Yeah, for real though. I appreciate it,
So,
man.
so
But
what
yeah,
can
the
we?
big salute to Scum though, man. That's
Yes,
the
sir.
that's head Voltron right there.
The motherfucking Gorefather. We just had him on a
Godfather.
couple of days ago. That was an interesting interview because like the whole first half of it, bro, we talked about hot dogs.
The glizzy convos, huh?
That's why I sent you that video this morning, bro. I sent Insane Poetry a video of this guy driving in his car drunk and he's singing and he's got glizzies all over his dashboard. And I'm like, this is scum every time he leaves 7-Eleven.
Shots fired.
So what can we expect from Insane Poetry in 2026?
A lot of shows, a lot of shows, new album. I got a secret project. I don't want to talk about it until we actually start working on it. But with a name, I'm very excited to do that with this person. But I got that another Triple MFD, definitely the Heretic coming soon, and festivals. I'm already getting booked on a few festivals, negotiating those out as we speak. Yeah, I just want to just keep working, man. I got a solo run I want to do here. I would tell you the artist that I've already talked to him about going out. He's down, but yeah, you'll probably be doing something with him too. Especially an interview with him. I guarantee that. Yeah, but just just things I can talk about right now. Basically, the horrorcore tour you got coming up. We're going for a whole month in March, starting March 5th, and at the Dub C in Chicago, right here near my home, and we're ending March 29th, I think, in Los Angeles. So we'll be going for the entire month from Midwest, East Coast, all the way back to the West Coast and stuff like that. So we haven't done a month-long tour since the Axis Family Tour, which was like 2017 or something, 2017 or 19. I can't remember, but I think it was 2017. But yeah, man. So I'm looking forward to it. Getting out here, getting back into people's faces. We've been doing a lot of shows in between that. That's how I met you, and Matt and everybody else like that. So we've been working. So going out on the road and being able to piece it together for a whole entire tour, so I can see all the homies and stuff like that I'm looking forward to the shit, to be honest.
Hell yeah, man, that's awesome. And I know you're going out there with Danny Diablo, so that's
yes, sir.
Super dope. Fucking that dude is a lyrical monster as well. If you don't know who Danny Diablo is, go check him out. I'm gonna try to get an interview with him. I gotta hit him up. So once I hit him up,
big shout out to Danny Diablo, Tony Slippers. You know what I mean? DMS. I mean, let me real, man. I went to New York with Danny. Danny brought me out there for a Black and Blue Bowl for his DMS group and a bunch of bands and stuff like that was playing. Man, it was some of the craziest shit. Meeting everybody out there. It's a lot of love. Hardcore music is underground. It's like that's underground shit right there. I don't. Yeah. So a lot of people who understand and know Danny understands. I'm very happy to be a part of whatever I've been able to be a part of with Danny, man. Big salute to Mr. Danny Diablo, Lord Ezek. You know what I mean? So big ups to that, brother.
And I know that you guys are going to Albany, New York, which is my home.
Yes, we are. Big shout.
A lot of people don't know this because when people just think New York, they think New York City and shit like that, and especially when they think New York City, they think just hip hop. But Albany, it holds actually a very fucking huge metal scene, and so
for real.
Yeah, so that's why I actually started mixing metal in with my music, because I've been starting to go back to my roots with, doing shit about, me and where I come from and all this other stuff. So that's why I've been starting to do some of that shit. But, it's also like that down in New York City too, man. There's a huge metal scene down in New York City. So definitely a huge part of the underground, because they're just like hip hop. There's an underground metal scene and
Right. Okay.
hip hop
I
scene.
was because I remember I forgot what city was it, Brooklyn or Queens? I think Queens for CBGBs or whatever.
Oh yeah,
I think it was in Queens, or if I'm not, I could be mistaken. It was either
I know what you're talking
Brooklyn or
about.
Queens.
Yeah, I've
I
never
think it was
been there,
Queens.
but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I actually did a show there. I met Lex the Hex there, and that was the first time I met the Flatliners there as
Oh
well.
hell
Yeah,
yeah.
speaking of Flatliners, I got to give them they always give them the heads up shout out anytime I can. They are one of the reasons why fools is going around saying horrorcore and don't even know why they're saying it. Like, but you got to know if you don't. That's why if you can't say Flatliners about shit, then you're not doing horror. You don't know anything about horrorcore, and it
Oh
kind of
yeah.
burns me out.
Lex introduced me to the Flatliners a long time ago,
Yeah,
and
big shout out to Lex the Hex.
yeah, and
But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to Albany, bro. Albany, New Jersey, Gutter Christ, and my boy Jason, the Sin God, is going to be out there. Yeah, man. I think this is going to be a crazy little tour. It's going to be a crazy little tour.
so
Uh,
I sent Scum a hot dog shack that exists
oh,
out there in New York, because he's into
oh,
glizzies and shit like
right,
that. So
right, right.
I
And
sent him one that's it's not super close, but it's at least a 45-minute proximity from where you guys will be performing. So I sent him that place if he wanted to get some glizzies. But if you're trying to get some food, man, actually not too far from the venue on Lark Street in Albany, there's a Chinese restaurant called Rain. It's a little bougie, but man, it is fucking worth it. It is fucking amazing.
dude, didn't we? I thought we were talking about that. Remember we did that show at Dude's crib or downstairs. I think it was a year ago or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, yup. When we did that
And I think
Schenectady
you were
show,
telling
yeah.
you were telling me about that place, but we didn't get to go to it because it was closed. That that
Ah shit.
that the next day.
Yeah, that
But yeah,
that
you were
place
telling me
that
about the,
place
the
is a
Chinese
really good
place.
spot to go. There's also if you're it's not too far, but in Schenectady, State Street Pizzeria is pretty good.
Hmm.
And there's just a lot of places out there. Like there's a pizza place in Albany too. I can't remember the name of it, but it's on Central Ave, across the street from what used to be Polly's Hotel. So I mean, it's not too far from that venue too. You hit that
No.
place up.
Okay.
Got
Word.
mad fucking good food there.
Word. 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 Yeah, I'm looking forward to it though, bro. I'm looking forward to the little run.
Hell
Get
yeah.
that because I mean the year is just beginning. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, yup. And I can't wait until festival season comes around, man, because that's when everything's like boom, 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 boom,
Right.
boom, boom.
Right. Right.
Well, that was our interview, man. I got all the
That was
questions,
it. Well, I
we
appreciate
talked
it,
about
man.
the tour and stuff, so we pretty much accomplished everything on my goals. Is there anything that you want to say before we end this episode?
Well, hey, you know what? I'd like to first of all thank you for getting this together, man. Thank all the fans,
Absolutely, man.
Insane
I appreciate
Poetry.
you coming on.
Keep listening, keep supporting, keep listening, keep go to this Patreon, go to my Patreon, Insane Poetry. Your social medias outside of Facebook. I'm not on that. Don't fuck with it at all. 0 degrees, not hating. Just don't participate. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Catch us out on the road, man. Hardcore tour, Insane Poetry, Scum, known as Triple MFD with Danny Diablo and few others, man. We're out on the road throwing the L's up all across the whole fucking, the states, the United States of America. We're gonna go to get her done. Go out to smack some up, put belt to ass out there. Let's go. Everybody out there that's paying attention to whenever this hits y'all shit, be sure to pull up because I know this will be out before we all be on tour. So I want to see people's faces on the road.
Oh, I know you guys will see some familiar faces. There's always people that pull up for you guys.
Oh yeah. Oh, and to let you know that joint that we did is fire. That's just fire.
Oh shit, man!
War Mountain is fire.
I ain't even told the world about that yet. We got
That's
the
just
book
fire,
right
bro.
here, and I just took that shit, and I was like, kept it in there. And when the time comes and the time is right, and the right
Bust
people
that shit out.
give me the go ahead on it, then yeah, that will.
You'll let them know. Okay. For sure. Well, shit, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Yes,
And
sir. I appreciate you coming on, man. Fucking, it's been a great
no doubt.
interview. I intended on you being on here for only like half an hour, but I think we were at it for like 40 minutes or so.
Yeah. Hey, whatever works, bro. Editing, extra editing footage, you know. So,
Yep.
but it's all good, brother. You have a good one too, bro. And I'll talk to you soon, though, sir.
Yes, sir. You have a good night, man, and have a great tour, dude.
Yes, sir. All right, bro.
Yes, sir. So that was our special guest, Insane Poetry. As you can see from our conversations, another road dog of mine. We've done plenty of fucking tours together. Honestly, I can't even name how many we've done together because I really just don't actually know. But super good homie of mine. Glad that I had him on the show. I know him super well, but a lot of you guys maybe don't, especially some fans of the show that don't necessarily know who he is. Now you do, and you can go stream all of his music on all streaming platforms. Make sure that you go to gorehopshop.com if you're trying to cop any of his merch. He is a part of LSP, which is a record label owned by Scum, who I had on a couple of days ago. So, you know, if you go onto the website, you do not only support Insane Poetry, but you also support Scum as well. So, just make sure you go do that because LSP is a really dope ass team. They got really dope ass artists on their label, and they're just put together really well. And they handle their business A1, and every single one of them knows how to fucking rap. Every single one of them. So there isn't really any reason you shouldn't be listening to them if you enjoy underground hip hop or if you enjoy that grimy, dirty horrorcore shit. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you go check them out. Again, Patreon has started, VisionCast Radio. Make sure you guys go check that out. Make sure you support and donate so we can keep doing these episodes. I mean, it doesn't really necessarily change anything for the live episodes, but I don't just do these live episodes. I do traveling and I go meet with people and go to music festivals and stuff like that and meet with people and interview people. So if you guys want me to keep doing these type of shows and stuff like that and keep bringing it to VisionCast Radio, I definitely need you guys' support. So go to the Patreon, make sure that you guys subscribe, and make sure you guys check out all the new stuff that's going to be on there, all the behind-the-scenes stuff. There's going to be exclusive merch that will be available, and I will set up a website that will bring you to everything. So make sure that you go to that Patreon right after this episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, our guest today was Insane Poetry. Make sure that you look him up, and make sure that you stream all of his music on every streaming platform. Thanks for tuning in today, guys.